Hi, friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. I am so glad you joined me today. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda. This is my Oliver, and if you're returning, we appreciate you so much. So, with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number one. So for this DIY, I took two of these tag signs from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to peel off the top layer of the paper. And I like to use my Cricut spatula here. It really does help with removing that paper. So once I had it all done, or the top layer off, I spritzed it with water and set it aside for about 5 minutes. And then I used my paint scraper here to just scrape off all that paper and the glue that was on the bottom of all that. And then I just used some Goo Gone on it. And I did that for both of those tags. And then I painted them with my Snow White by Waverly. After that, I took some transfers from Chalk Couture. Now, if you're not familiar with Chalk Couture, they are adhesive silk screen transfers. I fuzzed them on my fuzzing cloth because this is the first time I've used them and I don't want it to pull up the paint. And I laid them where I wanted. And on this one, I'm using, I believe it's called Forest, the Chalk Couture paste. And I'm just going to lay it back down in different areas and go over it with my paste. Just kind of sporadically. I think I laid it down about 4 times. And then I went and washed it very thoroughly. Then I went with my eucalyptus chalk paste. And I'm going over this other pine branch, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go about 4 times. And then there was a stick, a limb, a tree limb, and a pine cone. And I'm taking my chalk paste in the color bark, and I'm going over both of those and laying those around here and there. Now I did get a little bit of paste on my board there, but I did touch it up with some white paint. After I was done with that, I took some Mod Podge and I'm just coating the smaller tag sign with that Mod Podge. Now I got this off of just a free printable online. I will have a link to it in case you want to print it out as well. I cut it out and then I decided I wanted to fussy cut around all the little branches and stuff, which I did. And then I was like, I'm not happy with this. The branches were just gray and I just wanted it to pop a little bit more. So I took this extra fine point Sharpie, brown Sharpie, and I'm just kind of going over the pine cones and the gray branches that they had there. And I think it pops a lot more and I really love the way it came out. After that, I put it on my small tag once it was all dry, and I'm adding my parchment paper and going over it with my heat press to reactivate that Mod Podge. And then I am going over it again with some more Mod Podge. But if you recreate this, I would recommend spraying it with an acrylic, what am I talking? A spray, to protect it because it was starting to smear a little bit. Then I took my marker there and I made some stitch lines around it. I'm taking my distressing ink here I get this at Hobby Lobby, and I just went around the edge of the bigger tag sign. Then I'm just going to use my wood glue and hot glue here to attach the little tag sign to the front of the big tag sign. Now I did make sure that my chalk paste was dry. It doesn't really take it very long to dry. And then I'm just putting it right in the front. And then I just went ahead and took some twine and went around that small one. After that, I'm going to make a finger bow here. I'm going to make a 2-looped finger bow. I went around my fingers and then I'm taking that in, going between my fingers, pulling it up, and then going down and up through that one loop that I had just made. Then I pull tightly and then I'm going to hot glue it where that hole is. And then I did trim off the legs there. Then I took some greenery pieces. The lighter greenery pieces are from Dollar Tree. The darker ones I believe I got from Temu. I decided to wrap twine around the middle. And as you can see, I'm just tying a knot here. And I did this because I felt like it would stick better to my tag sign with the hot glue with that twine instead of like the back of the greenery pieces because it was metal. Then I took some more twine here and I put some tape on the end of it. And I took these are beads that I got off of a Christmas garland from Walmart. And I am going to, I put that twine through the hole of the tag sign, and I'm just putting that twine, once I had the beads on there, I put the twine back through those beads again to make a loop at the top. And then after that, I'm going to tie a knot at the top of that loop to hold those beads in place. And then we have a little hanger. And then I'm just going to pull it tight. So basically I have two of the twine strings there coming out of the back, and I just tied a triple knot, I think it was here. And then I'm just going to trim that off. And then I'm going to take some of these pine cones and add them to the front, and there it is. I love how this came out. I think it is so pretty. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Okay, I always like to take this moment to thank my subscribers because you guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate you so much. And if you're new here and you enjoyed today's video, I invite you to hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. And then there's some ways that you can help support my channel. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find the links to those accounts in my description box below. So here's DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to take one of these wood sleds from Dollar Tree. You could use any of the wood sleds that they have. And I'm taking a baby wipe and I'm just dipping it in the lid of my Waverly Antique Wax. And I'm just brushing it all on all over this sled. Now, I got in every little nook and cranny that I could. I even did underneath it. I just didn't want you to see any of that plain wood. After that, I took a small piece of floral foam and I'm going to glue it right to the top part of my sled. Then I took these picks I got from Temu, but you could use any picks that you might have. I decided they were too long, so I'm just using my needle nose, are those pliers? I don't know. No, wire cutters. And I'm just going to start cutting them in half because I just felt they were too long. You couldn't really see the sled, so I cut them down. And then I took these are the little, they're like frosted pine picks that I got from Dollar Tree. I just love these. I'm just going to stick them in here and there. You could use any of the greenery that you have that you think feels winterish. I just loved these and wanted to use them. Then this is from Dollar Tree as well, and it had on the label, it said mistletoe, but I only had, I think I previously used, there was another stem of it with the berries. I wish I would have had more of that, but I just continued filling it in with different greenery pieces until I liked it. Then I took these, I think I got these from Dollar Tree. They were in my stash, these snowflakes. I took a stem from those pine picks and I cut it off. You're going to see me do it here. I think. No, maybe not. Anyways, I cut it off and then I'm just gluing them to the back, and then I'm going to add them to the inside of my little planter there. And look at that. Isn't that just so sweet? It's just a little winter planter that you could put on your shelf. I love it. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, it is a time for a celebration of your recreations. And we have Connie made these beautiful little ornament pieces. I love them. Thank you so much for sharing this, Connie. And if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to use one of these MDF snowflakes from Dollar Tree. I painted it white. And then I added Mod Podge, but I forgot to set my camera on. I let it dry, and now I just took this tissue paper from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to add it to the top. I'm using my parchment paper on top of that, and then using my heat press to go over it to reactivate that Mod Podge. And then after that was all done, I just kind of trimmed off all that excess tissue paper. And then I'm going to go over it again with some more Mod Podge. And when I do go over it, I'm just making sure I'm only getting the Mod Podge over the snowflake area. I'm avoiding all the open areas in the snowflake because I'm going to use the lighter technique, and it will stop wherever there's Mod Podge. So while that was drying, I took this wood plank from Dollar Tree. It comes in that 6-pack. I painted it white, and I saw this saying when I was doing my previous video. I saw this on Cricut Design Space, and I was like, I've got to make a sign with this because I'm always cold, and that's what I hate about winter, is always being cold. But then again, I hate being super hot in the summer, so there's no pleasing me. Not really. But anyways, so I loved this saying, so I put it on this little sign, and then I'm just going over the edge with some apple barrel. I think this is deep navy, something like that. After that, this is where I'm doing the lighter. If you haven't seen this or don't know how to do this, just make sure you have water. It's not hard. You don't want to have a whole lot of excess because the more excess paper, the bigger the flames. So that's why I trimmed it all down, but I'm just kind of letting the flame go. And like I said, it will go until it reaches to the point where the Mod Podge is, then it stops. And so once I got it all done, now one of the reasons why I don't really like this technique is because it can leave burn marks. And I was really happy here because it wasn't leaving very much burn marks. And I was like, oh, this is looking really good. I'm really happy with it. But when I did the middle part, I think because the flame is closer to the edges, I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is, but it left some pretty big burn marks. So that's okay. You know, it kind of gives you that rustic look. See right there? Yeah. Ugh. Anyway, so once I got done, I just went around with my little finger file here and just kind of went in the nooks and crannies just to make sure that if there was any little pieces that looked burnt or whatever, I just filed it right off. And then once I did the same in the middle of the snowflake. Then I took my little sign here, and I'm just going to use hot glue. You could use wood glue. You could use any glue you want. I just decided to just use the hot glue, and I was glad that I could kind of cover up some of that burn mark with that sign. Then I just took some jute string, and I'm just going to make a little hanger. I tied a knot, thread it through, put it inside of it, put one end inside the other end, and tightened. And there it is. I probably should have added some beads. It would have been cuter, but I love how this turned out. I think it is so cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. I had to share, you guys, this shirt my mom got us for Christmas, and I thought it was so funny. It has Dan in my names and Oliver in the middle in our bed. I loved it. I had to share it with you guys. So here's DIY number 4. So for this one, you guys, oh my goodness. So this saying I was going to use, if you saw my last video, I did the wood round that had the black and the wood color with the deer, and I said I was going to put a saying on it, and I forgot to add the saying before I painted. This was the saying. And so since I had it laying here, I'm like, okay, I need to use this. So I had this snowflake charger from Dollar Tree in my stash. I don't know if it was last year or the year before that I got it. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try and put this saying on there. Now, this was with Dollar Tree vinyl. Dollar Tree vinyl is not my favorite. I really don't like using it. I had planned on using it kind of like a reverse stencil. And so since I didn't use it, I thought, okay, well, we'll try it. We'll see if this works. So I'm working my way at removing the transfer tape. Again, this is one of the reasons why I don't like the Dollar Tree vinyl. If you are new to Cricut, it's just not very easy to work with. It really isn't that sticky, not like some of your other bigger brands. And I think that's why I struggle so much to get the transfer tape off, because, you know, it's just wanting to pull up with it. But I finally got it on there. And so when I was done, I took 4 of these little wood snowflakes. These come in a pack of snowflakes. I get them from Hobby Lobby, and I painted them white. And then I'm just going to glue them all around my winter blessings sign. And I know it's kind of hard to read But like I said, I wasn't originally going to use this, but I wanted to use it. I didn't want to leave it sitting around. So after I had the snowflakes done, I thought, okay, I want to kind of make those other snowflakes pop a little bit. So I thought maybe if I brush them with some white paint, but it was getting all over inside of it. I thought, oh, well, I don't know if I like that or not. So you can tell I'm looking at it. So I thought, what if I just go around the whole thing, the whole rim, brushing the white on like this? And yeah, it didn't turn out. let's just let's just say it looked horrible. I think I'll show it to you here in a minute. I don't know if I showed it or not. I can't remember. Yeah, there. And I'm just like, ugh, this looks nasty. So I took several baby wipes and I wiped it all off. And then I thought, okay, I'm just going to take this extreme glitter paint by Folk Art. This is in the color silver. And I just went all over the stuff that I had just painted white. So it's almost the same as what I started with. Then I added some more of that glitter paint on those white snowflakes. And after that, I thought, okay, well, it's got too much pale colors. It needs some more color to it. So I took some of these greenery picks. These came off of a candle ring from Hobby Lobby. I recently went there and when they had 75% off, and I grabbed a whole bunch of these and the ones that had the snow on them that I absolutely loved using this year. So you'll see me using a lot of them next year, but only a couple of dollars can't beat that. But I just tied some twine around them again because I just felt like the hot glue would stick a little bit better. Then I used my hot glue and I'm just going to hot glue it to the top of my charger. Then I took some of this ribbon. I got this many, many, many years ago. I think I got it at a place called Craft Warehouse in Oregon. I'm going to make a bow by doing the awareness ribbon and scrunching it up in the middle. And I'm going to wrap some twine around the middle, tied in a knot to keep that shape. And then after I trim this off, I'm going to dovetail the ends of those ribbons just by folding in half and cutting at an angle. And then after I had them both dovetailed, I am going to hot glue it to the middle of my greenery pieces there. And so because I didn't really want you to see the twine on that, I went ahead and painted some more of these snowflakes. I glued one to the middle of my bow, and then I glued one on each side of the greenery pieces. And I think that's all I did with these. And there it is. Although it's sitting kind of crooked in that little plate stand. I noticed that when I was doing the picture, after I did the pictures, I'm like, oh man. Oh well, but it is what it is. So anyways, there it is. I think it came out pretty good considering all the issues that I had. I don't know. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, here is the final reveal for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will be back again on Monday with another, probably my final winter video. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. And with all that being said, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.